Yo, you guys are going to love this video. Let me tell you why. Because it's going to help you achieve clarity in your mixes. I wish I had this information when I had first started, but I feel privileged and honored to be able to give it to you. So you ready? Let's go. We got a track here, hip hop, pretty basic. Let's listen. Okay, so look, in order to really comprehend this video, you're really going to have to watch the entire compression course, including Mixing 101, okay? I have strategically set up all of these courses to complement one another, and now it is time for this unique bonus video. So here we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the compressor, and we're going to use it in a very intentional kind of way. So for my first trick on track number 2, I'm going to insert a compressor and I'm going to get this to bang. I'm going to get this to hit and I'm going to get this to slap. You ready? Here we go. Now you'll notice it's kind of difficult for me to get signal into the compressor. So look, back off the threshold, raise up the input gain. We're talking about the drums right now. Here we go. Okay, so this feels a little bit better to me now. It's going to cut through the mix. Here we go. All right, same goes for the kick. Now, let's say I tried out compression here, and then for whatever reason, it just wasn't working. I wasn't getting the tone that I wanted. Notice I'm using an FET so I can get more of a kick. Right, we can use the studio or we can also use the vintage. But let's try this out. I'm going to try and get this kick to slap a little bit more. So you know the formula. Get some gain reduction, make up for it. Maybe I'll apply a little bit of clip distortion here. All right, let's see how this sounds in the mix. Here's before. All right, so you can hear that now a little bit more. It's making more of an impact in the song, yeah? Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to listen to these hi-hats, but we're not going to process the way we normally would in stereo. We're going to process these in their dual mono state or their side state. When we talked about this, all right, so I'm going to go ahead and get the side. So mids, we're not going to do anything. So I'm going to put the ratio down and put the threshold down. But when it comes to the sides, we're definitely going to treat these. I'm going to use the opto because I find it to be a little bit more crispy. So we're treating the hi-hats now at their sides. Here we go. Again, I'm having trouble getting signal, so I'm just going to raise up the input gain. I like that. Okay, so another byproduct is I'm getting movement. I'm getting some dynamics, up and down, forward and back kind of stuff because I'm treating it with a compressor. Now, it's just the sides, but I'm going to get a lot more action as a result of it. So here's before, and here's after. And again, maybe a little bit of this clip distortion. All right, let's listen to this before. Listen to the hi-hats, folks. Here we go. Okay, so now it's starting to get a little bit clear. So this is when you would use a compressor to create some definition. I did a beatbox here. You can listen here. And while I like it, it sounds good, it's taking up too much attention in the mix. So now we're going to use this to attenuate. In order to do that, I'm going to use the Platinum Digital compressor. This is a transparent compressor. It's not necessarily going to smash it or make it sound louder. It's just going to push something to the back. So let me give you a clear example. See how quiet that is? And then that's very loud and dynamic. So let's push it back into the mix. Here we go. Now, it probably wouldn't be bad practice to get this to sidechain to the kick or to the snare. Let's do the kick to start. It's an audio track, so you should bear that in mind. Audio, and it's called kick. All right, so then now this is going to kind of work in tandem with it. Check it out. So this sounds very dynamic now. When the kicks are not playing, now we get to hear beat, right? Check it out. See, so by pushing something back into the mix and having it pump appropriately, we can actually create more clarity. How about that? We always think about mixing in terms of adding something, but believe it or not, sometimes it's about taking away, and sometimes it's about leaving something behind, right? And once you push it back in the mix, then the overall picture starts to really come into focus. All right, and then lastly, I've got this kind of crow call here. Check it out. Now, the main purpose here is just to basically touch the peak of the sound using the graph meter in order to make sure that it's not too obtrusive or jagged or edgy, right? So I'm going to press play, and literally I'm just going to kiss the edge of that sound. Not the first one. I like this sound effect. I'm kind of making this sound, right? Putting a bunch of reverb. But I'm talking about the monkey call that's right next to it here. Check it out. So you see what's happening is it's attenuating it here, and then when the other signal comes in, it's not affecting it. So here we're treating the peaks, and this is another reason we would use a compressor. Eddie, could I have just automated that out? You could have, if you would have done something like this, where you're like, okay, I'm just going to take this peak, and then just, that would theoretically be the equivalent, but believe it or not, what ends up happening is that sometimes it sounds very unnatural to do that. And using a compressor is a sure way of getting it to sound natural and getting it to sound beefy so you can get clarity in your mixes. All right, team, I'm going to get out of here. Let's keep going. More to cover, more to do. Keep pushing, guys. Keep learning. It's yours. It's yours. You're a winner. Let's go.